guys, so this is my first commentary video. Just know this video is to make people aware of this issue that often leads to bullying, harassment, disrespectful behavior. So just know this is my opinion and it's going to be an unpopular one. But I think as I try to focus on trying to improve the quality of life on the internet as an influencer, I think I should try to discuss this topic. So let's start. So the problem is with influencers and people who are more famous, like at least 10,000 more subscribers on YouTube, or like 10,000 followers on Blue Sky or Twitter, or even like up to 1,000 subscribers. I have friends that are influencers and I understand the struggle of parasocial relationships. They often become very uncomfortable and inappropriate, but there's some times where I realize, including in my own situation with talking to influencers and understanding that some of them get very defensive about their privacy when I don't even bring up any topics regarding private matters, as I am respectful and I do not inquire about people's private lives because I am a respectful, understanding person when it comes to knowing boundaries. So the problem is I see a lot of people accusing people of parasocial behavior, and honestly, do you really know what that person is going through? It's most likely they have some sort of mental condition where their social skills are not as developed or understanding of certain social situations, including disabilities like autism, which includes social skill deficiency, and ADHD, which often leads to impulsiveness, and even disabilities like Down syndrome, where people can become. Most people I met with Down syndrome are very friendly and they're very open and happy and like to make friends. And honestly, it's not just disabilities; it's also disorders that doesn't really affect your quality of living. Like, for instance, some people become bipolar, and sometimes they often and there's people who are just very impulsive, compulsive, all that stuff. Sometimes OCD plays into that too. But I notice a lot of people are saying, like, oh, these people are parasocial because they message me, or they say that because they think one person messaged them the wrong way, everybody's going to do it. That's not always the case. It's not appropriate to assume and think that people are going to be horrible people. And I think that's something I've also struggled with when I came to shaping my view of the world. And something you should never do is accuse someone of parasocial behavior, because especially in this political and social climate, it's very easy to get canceled or harassed or bullied off the internet, and possibly even worse things. I would not recommend anybody use that term unless it's needed. And to throw that term around loosely, it's like cancel culture. Like, that term has been throwing around canceled is just really sad. And I know some people, you were saying like there's certain people like, oh, they did this and they should be canceled, blah blah blah, they should be off the internet. That's not your choice, first of all. And unless they did something illegal, like violating boundaries, I understand, but that doesn't mean you can just rush them off the internet like that. Some people will learn. If they don't learn, then you should probably report that to the website. It's not your problem to force people off the internet and tell them what they can and cannot do, because again, there's most of the democratic world is free, and you cannot expect people to follow your rules when you don't follow theirs. As someone who's tried to control my situations because of my disability and wanting things because of my stubbornness because of that, I think it's really, really hard-headed of people to assume that they can just tell someone to do something and then they do it. Nope, that's not the case at all. It's actually it's complicated, because I've talked with people who are professionals that say that you're not supposed to tell people what to do, especially since it will only make them even more mad. But this whole thing of parasocial relationships being thrown around and stuff, first of all, as someone who's messaged influencers for not just inquiries and questions, but also to discuss, like, maybe I want to hire their voice acting, maybe they seem like a nice person, maybe I can talk to them and engage with them at least. And I don't really have social media right now. I'm trying to work on getting Instagram and Discord, so my options for contacting people are extremely limited. And I want to try to improve that. But the problem is, I think it's really, really sad when people often accuse people of parasocial or inappropriate behavior when they haven't even done anything remotely parasocial. Like if someone I've had people be parasocial with me and I wasn't even that popular. There was a 9-year-old kid when I was 14 on Amino, kept messaging me about how he just likes me and he wants to be my friend. And then he ends up ramping it up to a little bit more than friends, and I kindly declined him and I stopped messaging him. And I had to remove Amino altogether because of all these people being harassing and often I also had problems with people copying my artwork and stealing it. And I think just the parasocial behavior, like with stealing artwork and stuff, if you like someone, you don't steal their artwork. I just also think that it's inappropriate to say someone is too friendly. Some people have social skills that are not as developed as yours, and you have to accept that. And the thing is, when it comes to parasocial relationships and relationships with influencers, please try to redirect them. If they want to message you, and you don't feel comfortable with it, that's understandable. You could tell them, hey, I'm not in the mood to message or something like that. Try to be nice about it. But the other issue is saying that they're parasocial because they messaged you and they were just DMing you like something innocent. It's just not healthy. And honestly, it seems like you're more of a problem than they are. And I've messaged people before. I don't have DMs through Discord and stuff right now. I use email, and unfortunately not everybody uses email, which would be preferred because social media is trash sometimes. But I think it's just really unsafe with all the things that happen on social media, that people should be using this type of, like, some platforms, because unfortunately platforms are becoming more dangerous and more misguided when it comes to certain things. And I think the sad part is that a lot of people are blaming each other and becoming more bold with their behavior. And I think that's really disgusting and inappropriate. Not just the inappropriate behavior, but also the dangerous and accusatory and false accusations, all that stuff. Not going to name names, but I think it's really just sad to see. And I feel like social media should at least have some sort of limit with who can use what social media and how old you have to be, because I think drama should not have to be a part of the internet. And claiming that someone's parasocial because they just message you or they're just trying to be friendly and get to know you more, that's not at all an appropriate response. And that's actually pretty selfish and just rude and disrespectful to someone who could be having a hard time and be in need of a friend or someone that could say nice things to them and be supportive. If they seem like they are being innocent and they're trying to treat you with the utmost respect, please just be a nicer person and don't try to cut them down. Alright, well, this is the end of the video. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.